Hey everybody, if you're a restaurant or hotel business, you know how crucial it is to manage costs without sacrificing quality. That's where FoodBuy, the largest GPO in the industry, comes in. With FoodBuy, you gain access to exclusive pricing, unmatched buying power, and a vast network of trusted suppliers, all designed to help you save time and money. Whether you're running a high-end hotel or a bustling restaurant, FoodBuy is your one-stop partner to streamline purchasing and get the best deals. Want to see how they're changing the game? Visit foodbuy.com today and take your supply chain to the next level. That's foodbuy.com, making smarter purchasing easier than ever.
Live from Toast Studios in Dallas, Texas, it's the Hospitality Hangout Podcast. Toast, built for restaurants, built for you. Jimbo, we got another great guest here live at FS Tech in beautiful Grapevine, Jimbo.
Yes, we're here in Dallas, FS Tech, and the fourth year in a row of the Innovation Alley. And a big shout out to our partners, including our friends at Comcast and Audion and Powerhouse Dynamics. We can't make this happen without our partners. So a big shout out and big appreciation to them. I want to welcome our listeners more formally to the Hospitality Hangout, a hospitality-focused podcast where the founders of Branded bring their insights and technology and innovation leaders that are making things happen in the industry we truly love. My name is Jimmy Frischling, otherwise known as the Finance Guy, and I'll pass it back to my brother from another mother, Mr. Michael Schatzberg, also known as the Restaurant Guy.
Oh, and thank you for that fine, kind introduction. And to all those listening, feel free to call me Shatsy. And together, we are the voices behind Branded Hospitality Ventures. And also, Jimmy, you know, we are also on YouTube. So we're not just voices, we're actually video. We are video.
I voted against that. I think we have faces for radio.
Well, 100%. We do.
Yes.
We do. But apparently YouTube is like all hot right now. Everybody's doing it. So you got to do it. And we are the intersection of capital, innovation, technology, restaurants, hospitality, and also, Jimmy, telecommunications. We are at the intersection of telecommunications.
I love when our intersection gets bigger.
It's
a
bigger.
big intersection.
It's bigger. I am naming my son Tiki Shatsy, and his middle name will be Telecommunications. I love it. Listen, Jimbo, we had an amazing guest here, okay? Mr. Brian Klinger, Senior Strategic Partnerships Executive Vice President, Chairman, CEO of Comcast Business. That is some title, huh, Jimbo?
By the way, he had to go with a digital card to get all
and
that.
And we got him as a guest. I don't know what we're paying these guests, Jimbo, but we are paying them a lot. Because how do you get guests like this? You pay them a lot.
Yes.
And you get guests like that. But we are super excited.
What do we pay them in? I think that's the key question. That's what Brian here wants to know. Like, I'm getting paid? What am I getting?
It's Bitcoin.
It's in love, in appreciation. We're paying in appreciation.
They always get it. They get it. At some point, they get it. Listen, Jimbo, before we get into it, I always like to talk about how do you become the strategic partnerships executive at Comcast? How do you become the senior strategic partnerships person?
I think you do.
I want our listeners to know, because what if they want to take Brian's job?
I think you do what John Cusack did in Say Anything.
I don't want to make anything.
Yes.
I don't want to produce anything.
That's what you do. Yes.
I don't want to sell anything that's produced or made. I don't want to manufacture anything. Listen, because Brian's job is to get replaced by somebody else. Younger, more agile, better looking, et cetera, right? That's his job.
Man.
Right?
if you say so, Shatsy, sure. Really ingratiating us as our guest.
So let me tell you, he's a Comcast lifer, but let me tell you, okay? So you start out at the University of Mississippi, okay? University of Mississippi, you pretend that you have this Mississippi accent, right? That's what you got to do. You come from New York, you pretend you have a Mississippi accent, you go to the University of Mississippi, you get a business management degree, okay? That's the first thing you got to do. Jimmy, you can't do that because you didn't go to the University of Mississippi, and you sound like a New Yorker.
You talking to me?
Not me.
Eli Manning.
If I was in Mississippi, everyone would think I was from Mississippi. I blend in.
Yeah, you blend.
I blend, okay? Then you go and you work for a little company called Time Warner Cable.
The TWC.
Right, remember Time Warner, Jimmy?
Oh, yeah.
We had it in New York for a long time, right?
Yes.
Time Warner.
Still have it.
Must have paid them. God knows how much money I paid them, right? Okay, that's from 2000, 2006. 2001, 2006, okay? Then you get a call. Ring. You know who it is? It's Comcast. And they say, you know what? We love what you're doing over there at Time Warner. We love what's going on over there. How would you like to become the senior strategic partnership executive producer, vice president of Comcast Business? And you know what he says? I'll take it. And he takes the job. And you know what? Now he is Mr. Brian Klinger. Needs no introduction because I already gave it to you. He's here with us live from Comcast Business. I got to tell you, we are so fortunate, Jimmy, to have another rock star guest with us, Mr. Brian Klinger. Welcome to the show, the Hospitality Hangout. How'd I do? How much did I get?
Did anything right?
Shotzi, that was amazing. Jimmy, thank you so much. I could not have had a better introduction than that.
Thank you. I got to tell you, you know something? All right, listen, let's get down to business, okay? Let's get down to Comcast Business, okay? Our listeners who might think that Comcast is just like, it's just like NBC, right? You just watch Seinfeld and stuff like that, right? It's just, but they don't understand what Comcast, it's a multinational conglomerate of everything that's entertainment, telecommunications, digital, this, that. I mean, they touch everything in our life outside of like making food. I don't think you guys make any food, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
But I shall enlighten you today, Mr. Shotzi.
Oh,
we actually own theme parks. You might have heard of Universal.
Aha! You see what it did there?
And at the Universal theme parks around the world, multiple locations, we have restaurants.
I stand corrected, sir. I stand corrected. And ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong, and the crowd acknowledges I was wrong. I was wrong. But let's just talk about at Comcast, what's the scoop Comcast Business? I mean, you're the coolest kid that we know, right? You're the coolest kid we know. So tell us a little about Comcast Business and what you're doing to help us in the hospitality business.
Well, I'll tell you, it's an honor to be here with you guys.
That's a lie.
It's a fun podcast. I love listening to you guys. You have a great presence out there on the social media platforms and LinkedIn especially, which is where I do most of my content through the Quick Bite crew. But I've been with Comcast Business for 16 years.
16 years.
Grew up in the companies. And, how you get to be at my job, my level, what we do is you just have to outlast everybody else.
There you go.
I love it. I love it.
You just have to make it there.
Keep your head down, stay out of trouble.
That's it.
Who's that guy? Nobody knows.
Deliver a great
You're like
experience.
Kramer.
That's
You're
it.
like Kramer.
Busy,
Mr. Kramer,
busy.
I got to fire you. I don't even work here. That's what makes it so hard.
That's right. But we are in the business of providing managed technology solutions, not only to the restaurant industry, but multiple verticals. And we are the largest internet service provider in the country, largest cable TV provider. You might have heard our residential side of the house with Xfinity, but the business services group has been around now, maybe 17 years. I've been there 16 of it. And we grew up serving the customers, whether it be small business, regional size companies, and now national and global. So we are no longer just domestic U.S. We are now a global managed technology.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
We're getting bigger by the day.
I don't know how much bigger you can get.
And actually, despite the size, and clearly this is a large global company, I love how in the weeds you guys get. So Comcast is running its own incubator platform. The Lift Labs, as I understand it, the L Squared.
Yes.
If you want to use that, you can. If you want to dump it, it was probably a bad idea. But anyway, is this like a Shark Tank? Maybe if fewer bites,
yes.
More bites, less actual sharks. Tell us about
Jimmy. You are knocking on the door. Speaking of Shark Tank,
yes.
Kevin O'Leary is one of our friends and partners in the industry, and of course, you can see him on CNBC and Shark Tank episodes.
Sure.
But the Lift Labs Accelerator is one of two venture organizations that we have. Comcast is one of the largest VCs in the United States.
Right, Comcast Ventures.
Yes. The Ventures Group and Lift Labs out of Philly, which is our headquarters, they're focused right now on a cohort of...
Have you ever been to Philly?
Oh, many times.
Have you ever been to the headquarters?
Many times.
So I feel you stay away from there.
I try to.
Yeah, I feel you don't want to stay. You're like, listen, we're all going to the headquarters. You're like, you know what? You guys go. I'm staying here. Okay, I'm going to lay low. Okay, I'll stay over here.
Two big towers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have the tech center and we have the Comcast headquarters. Both of them are 60 stories, I believe. And they have a really cool sphere. You ever seen Epcot? I know I'm not supposed to talk about other competitors, but Epcot, that name.
Who's
place,
Epcot? What is that?
The one in Orlando. It's the big
Who owns
ball.
that?
It's
What's
like
that?
a golf ball.
Who owns that?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it.
Oh, okay. You see what I did there?
Yeah,
I did that now. It's next to Universal.
But it's
next to the Universal.
Somewhere in Orlando, people go to if they have time.
Yeah, there's a mouse or something.
Something like
Ridiculous.
that. We have our own version of that in one of our buildings there in Philly. So check it out sometime.
Yeah, no. I got to tell you, I love the Universal theme park. We were there, Jimmy. We were there at we had a big party there one time.
I think that was down. Was that connected with Prosper? No. Sorry. ICR. Sorry.
ICR. We had a big party because that was in Orlando. Yeah,
Yes.
and I think
it's a
they
phenomenal
closed.
showcase.
Like we had like our own. I didn't think they closed the whole
They
park.
do.
Like,
They closed down parts of the park of it. Yep. And we have
we had
a
a
lot
whole
of
party
restaurants. A lot of restaurant brands, franchisees, they'll come in and take over the park.
Yeah.
And we love having them there.
Yeah, I'm super
We're in the
excited.
restaurant world too,
Yep.
like I mentioned earlier. But, as far as Comcast and what we're doing, we are, to your point, Jimmy, we are hyper-focused because we do have the perception, and rightfully so, that we are a large Fortune 29 company. But we are very intentional about making an impact at a community level.
I love it. And by the way, not a lot of companies can pull off being, let's say, that heft of top 20, largest top 29 and have an incubator. And I think it's an amazing combination.
Well, absolutely. We want to stay on the pulse of what is new and what is relevant. And we invest in many of those companies. But not only do we invest in them, but the secret sauce here is that we expose them to our portfolio of companies and our partnerships to help accelerate their growth. That is the secret. So we're not like an angel investor that just gives you money, writes you a check, and says, give me a return. We actually get behind you, mentorship, doors that we open. And as a matter of fact, there are some companies represented here at FS Tech this week through Comcast Smart Solutions that came through some of our venture programs.
So you are, Jimmy, we talk about strategic investors.
Yes.
And you always say, everyone wants to say, I'm a strategic investor because nobody wants to have dumb money. Here's $5 million. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Everyone wants that. But I got to tell you, you know what Comcast is?
Strategic investor.
They're really strategic investors because you know why? Because they actually have the money, the capital, and they have the platform to, if you're really solving problems, to integrate into their smart solutions.
That's right.
Because I got to tell you, Jimmy, we talked about how the home is all connected. So Comcast has a whole smart solution system, home security, the whole thing. And the whole house can be all connected. Your refrigerator can talk to your toaster, the toaster to your garage door, the doorbell. The whole thing is all. I tried doing that for my house. You know what I mean? And the fire alarm went off and the fire trucks were there. I screwed the whole thing up. Okay, the toaster was burning. It was a disaster. But all kidding aside, Comcast Smart Solutions, they have right now, not just for your home to make it smart, they can make your whole business smarter.
That's right.
And it's super important to know because, people think about the internet. They're like, how many, what's my gigabytes? What's my bandwidth? How much gig can I have? It's more than that. Today, it's PCI compliance issues. It's security. It's data, right? Redundancy. If I got 1,000 restaurants, right? And my whole business has to run on the internet with my credit cards and this and that. Yeah. You got to make sure that if God forbid something happens, you have redundancy and everything's protected, right? So these guys are doing it not just for the home, but for the business with their whole, talk about the Comcast Smart Solutions.
Sure. Let me give you a few examples. And these are publicly available examples. I'm not sharing any trade secrets here. Starbucks.
Breaking news.
So I do have some breaking news I can give you.
Okay.
I will give you some breaking news. But let me get to that in a second. So if you look at our Smart Solutions platform, we are reaching people in areas of AI, automation, and one example would be Starbucks. We have an IoT company called MachineQ. It's an IoT platform. It automates a lot of the tasks that were previously done by the manager of a restaurant environment.
Which company is that?
MachineQ.
MachineQ.
No, but for who?
For Starbucks, the little coffee store.
Oh, they have coffee.
Yeah.
Right. No, I've heard of them. I've heard of them. We have one of those in New York.
Yep. So we deployed.
In the office, there's a Starbucks.
Yeah. We put sensors in all of. You've seen the refrigerators in their stores where you can get their, the little pastries and different things, food items. We are monitoring the temperature of those refrigerators, right? In the past, someone would have to go.
Is that you, like you specifically are monitoring that?
Us specifically. We're monitoring that.
So you're like home monitoring. You're like, honey, sweetheart, I can't go for dinner. Why?
That's right.
There's an issue with Starbucks refrigerator. I got to go.
I got these temperature settings I got to adjust. can't go out to dinner.
That's how, when you work with Brian Klinger, this is what you get. You don't just get a guy that says, no, someone else does that.
Personally
He is managing this.
Your restaurant refrigeration system.
I love it. Not just anyone, Starbucks.
Oh, Starbucks. And
Like
many more.
17,000 refrigerators he's
And
managing.
many more.
And how helpful has that been to the management team, these managers at Starbucks?
Yeah, because
to
now
have
they
that
can,
now,
right. Well, we know the labor challenges.
Yep.
We know the challenges with labor. So now if I can repurpose that leadership team and the people on staff to do other things like, I don't know, care for customers. What a novel idea.
It seems like they're
Pour
working on that now.
coffee,
They're working on
make
that now.
beverages, do the things that drive revenue.
Yep.
And take away those things from their plate that don't drive revenue. What a novel idea.
I think that's one of the biggest maybe misnomers about this digital and technology transformation we're going through. It's not necessarily a replacement of human capital. It's the redeployment of human capital to things that help the restaurant, help the operator, again, succeed. Monitoring the sensors, that it can be done by Comcast, and it can be done by MachineQ,
Yep.
One of your companies. That is a labor saver because now that manager, as you just said, is focusing on the guest.
That's right.
Which the guest really doesn't give a flying what about the sensors of that refrigerator. They just expect it to work.
That's it.
So I think this is
MachineQ, was that your idea?
You know what? It wasn't my idea to start it, but I sure helped them open.
There you go.
doors.
Yeah,
How about
exactly.
very good
You
answer.
founded that. You were like the guy. You saw it. You're like, this is cool, right?
We're a great partner with MachineQ. We
Yeah,
love those guys.
exactly.
But let me tell you something. So that's driving down cost.
Yep.
On the other side of the coin, everyone is wanting in this soft market we're in a little bit right now. Everyone's looking for new revenue streams.
Yes.
So I have a company. You'll see them here this week. It's called Let's Chat. And Let's Chat is
You introduced me to these guys.
Yes, the patented AI-driven language translation platform that Comcast has an investment in, as well as we turned Let's Chat on to our website a couple of weeks ago. We're already seeing multicultural languages come into our site. They can, by the way, translate up to 104 different languages and give you insight and analytics in the palm of your hand through this really intuitive report to see what are the preferences of non-English speakers. When you think about traditional consumers in the U.S., we think of English and Spanish. But what would you think is the third most popular language? Pop quiz.
I would say Hebrew.
Chinese.
Chinese. Ding, ding, ding.
I'm feeling it today.
Surprise.
I'm feeling it.
Sure.
Yes.
Let me fact check that.
No, you don't need to. It's true. It's right.
Sure?
Yeah.
You're telling me Chinese more popular than Hebrew? All right,
We'll have to fact check.
You're the smart guy. You went to MBA, and I'll go along with it. Okay, my guess was Hebrew. Don't shame me.
All right, but here's what's crazy. So
Hebrew's 4? Is Hebrew 4?
Sure. For this purposes, sure.
Okay, good. I knew it was this somewhere.
It's in the top 5.
All right, I knew it was out there. Thank you.
Somewhere in the top 5. Thank you. So in the first couple of weeks that we deployed it on our Xfinity residential platform, and we get millions of hits a month on our website on the residential side, we saw a reduction in abandonment rate, and we saw an increase in click-through sales and conversions of non-English speakers. So where that lands for the restaurant industry is you have a mobile app, you have a digital menu board, you have a website, and guess what? Big secret, people that go to your places to do business with you don't just speak English. Bing, bing. And so we're now driving revenue into these restaurant brands through a company that not only delivers the translation, but here's how it's different. The patent is on the ability for it to recognize what is the language on my device. So when I go to Chick-fil-A's website, their mobile app, it instantly recognizes my language setting and converts it to their language.
Talk about hospitality. Talk about being welcoming.
Frictionless.
Welcoming to that guest.
Imagine the delight and surprise moment. Everyone's looking for that delight and surprise moment, but it's frictionless. Nothing to download, nothing to install.
So does that mean for like the kids today, like there's no need to take, like I had to struggle through like Spanish.
Yeah.
Like I had to take Spanish. My wife Julie took French. Jimmy, what'd you take?
Spanish.
Yeah. Brian, what'd you take?
I took Spanish.
Right. So, okay. So you're telling me that like now you don't have to take that anymore because there's no reason to learn one language?
I don't think the love of language or the study of language is limited exclusively to the ordering.
Because I go to Italy, people get mad, but you don't speak Italian. Now you tell me I should say you. I'm not learning. I got this Let's Chat thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Like wake up and smell the coffee, Mr. Italian.
Have you heard of Tony Hawk? You know the X Games superstar, right?
Sure.
Tony Hawk.
Yes.
So Tony Hawk is an investor in Let's Chat. He's a partner. Tony Hawk.
Does he speak Spanish?
And no, he doesn't. But one of his guests was a Spanish speaker, and they did Let's Chat language translation on a podcast just like this in real time, where Tony spoke English, his guest spoke Spanish. They heard each other through their headphones.
I mean, it was a podcast just like this.
A little bit. Well, Tony's here and you're here.
Yes.
But Tony's trying
Tony
to
can
get
skateboard, but I don't know
one
about
of these
his
days,
podcasting.
I'll ask Tony if he's like, he looks up to you. I know
Video game. I don't know if he looks up to
He
you.
does look up to you.
He had a video game. I know that.
They're using Let's Chat and conversing
in real time.
It's amazing.
In real time. The guest spoke Spanish, Tony heard it in English. Tony spoke in English, and the guest heard it in Spanish. That's some of the really cool technology that AI's unlocking.
If my doctor spoke to me, would it like translate it to like layman's terms?
It's interesting.
Like when he says something to me,
you know what? It's actually funny you mentioned that. There are AI companies that do that we were actually talking about it. Dave Johnson and I were talking about it.
Dumb stuff down for me.
That literally summarizes points that are complex so that anyone can learn it.
Because I'm looking all confused.
That's me. I stay with it. I keep that look.
Yeah.
Every day. I wake up that way.
I think that is a really
Call it into CVS. I don't know what he just said.
That's an awesome sharing those two companies with us, Mark, MachineQ and Let's Chat. That's really cool. Listen, I want you to have your own crystal ball moment here.
Sure.
You see a lot of things, both early stage, thanks to your incubator platform, and now clearly throughout the ecosystem that is Comcast. What's your prediction? A bold prediction, if I can. How will technology, revolutionize the business operations maybe in the next 5 years? Things are happening quickly.
Sure.
But is there anything that you're seeing that just this is bold?
I really am bullish on AI. I really do believe that it's going to personalize the guest experience. It's going to simplify the back of the house.
That's really bold, by the way, Brian. So you think AI is going to be big?
I mean, I know it's not a trend or anything. It's not that by the way, that we hear about it anymore.
This is Brian is also predicting to buy NVIDIA stock. He's bold prediction.
I do own NVIDIA for the record.
He bought NVIDIA.
Oh, so real quick, and this again is not and I promised you some breaking news.
Yes.
But we used NVIDIA.
More breaking news?
We did use NVIDIA to optimize the Comcast backbone for AI-driven communications, AI-driven, latency in the drive-through when they do voice ordering, like SoundHound and Presto and others in that space.
Sure. Yeah.
One of the biggest concerns and challenges and areas to improve is around the latency to keep it low so that we can optimize. So if I say I don't want cheese, if I say no cheese, and that word no doesn't come through on that voice order, it could cause an order issue.
Yes,
right?
You'll get cheese.
Right, exactly. You'll get cheese, and then
you'll get cheese,
and you don't see it until you get home.
lactose intolerant.
Right.
God knows what.
Right. Or imagine if there's no nuts. I mean, if a little nut is Kevin James.
Nuts is
can't have a shitty
lactose intolerance could cause one thing. If you eat a nut, I mean,
what happened to the gluten guy?
Yeah, I don't know. So the gluten is very confusing.
Yeah. So, but you now have the ability to optimize how we manage our network environment at the backbone to support the transport of those data packets that are so latency sensitive, right? So that's a huge advancement. And then back to the breaking news.
Yep.
Those companies, Let's Chat, and there's another one called Rivalry Tech. You'll see that here. ADA compliant. I would argue the most ADA compliant kiosk solution out there because they are enabling people to have the ability that have visual impairment to order on the kiosk. So they've got kind of the gold standard stamp there. But both of those products, Let's Chat and Rivalry Tech, are now officially Comcast Business products with our fleet of thousands of sellers nationwide. Right. So it's a big deal to take a company that we invested in through our ventures group and then turn them into a product for a Fortune 29. That's huge.
I got to tell you, I'm thinking, Jimmy, that Comcast should just buy us. What do you think?
I mean, let's go.
I mean, right? I mean, who we talk to? Can we go to Philly and just what floor do we have to go to? There's two towers. Which tower do we have to go to?
Probably somewhere high up.
High up, I would figure. Which tower, A or B?
Let's go to the main headquarters.
Yeah, I think Brian was being very kind. I think he was going to send us to the sub-basement.
No, Jimmy.
He was like, no, that's really a good entrance for you. That's a good one. No, I know it's freight.
I'm going to Philly.
I know it's freight,
but you know what I do love, though? You have basically a portfolio of investments.
Yes.
Right? We have a portfolio. Not everyone is a fit for you.
Yep.
Not everyone is a fit for us. But in all seriousness, what if we did communicate a little more with each other?
I agree.
And say, you know what, maybe this one's a good fit.
Yeah, but I really think you are a good fit for us. I'm going to Philly next week.
Let's go.
And
let's set it up.
I'm going to take some of my collateral.
Bring it.
And I'll bring a briefcase.
You know what?
I don't have a briefcase. I don't get one. And I'm going to wear a suit. And I'm going to look.
Wait. Time out. We got rid of suits. We don't wear suits.
All right, I'm going to wear my leisure outfit, my Lululemon.
Stay true to yourself. Stay authentic.
Very stretchy stuff.
Very stretchy.
Yes. And I'm going to go with a briefcase shirt. And I'm going to go to the 60th floor. And I'm going to say, I want to talk to the president.
And you know what? We'll put you up in the Four Seasons. We have a Four Seasons on the top floor of our...
Which is perfect for me.
Which is perfect. It has one of those infinity pools that overlooks downtown Philly.
I got to tell you.
That sounds like a good time.
Jimmy, have you ever seen me in an infinity pool? I look good.
You know what, Shats? I can see you looking good in an infinity pool.
I do. I think a lot of people have said to me, like, Shats, you know what? You look good in an infinity pool. Some people don't. Jimmy, you don't. I look good.
I don't think I look good in an infinity pool.
By the way, let me just I got to tell you, I love this whole idea, this whole Philly trip, by the way. We're doing this.
Let's do it.
All right.
We're going with Klinger.
Let's make it happen.
He'll know what Florida.
Come on, we'll take you.
All right, his partner's coming with us over
That's
here.
it.
All right.
That's
Blue
it.
shirt guy over there.
All right, got my lawyer over there.
Yeah, I know. He brought his attorney just in case. All right, listen. Before we go on. All right, let's play a game called Tech Time Warp. Tech Time Warp, Comcast Business Solutions Edition.
Nice.
With Mr. Brian Klinger.
Let's go.
Okay. If you could bring a piece of modern Comcast technology like MachineQ or Let Chat, but don't bring that because we talk so much about that. I'm bored already about that. You know, if you could bring something back to 1990, right? Something that Comcast technology is doing right now, back to 1990, what would you bring that you think will blow everyone's minds in the 1990s?
Man,
and
that's
Brian Klinger comes in.
Let's
Like,
go.
yo, who the hell is this? Brian Klinger.
Drum roll. Let's go. So that is so easy. So I graduated high school in 1994. So if I could have had a high-speed broadband connection instead of that AOL dial-up.
You want me to do my sound? You've got mail.
Brian would be playing like 3 to 5 dimensional chess. And we'd be playing like barely checkers. Like he'd be fast.
Can you imagine how fast I'd be in those chat rooms, those AOL chat rooms?
Oh,
Because that's all I ever did on
I
the
was going to
internet
say
when I was
something
a
else where
teenager.
you could be really fast. I don't know if it's it's a family podcast,
Yes,
but I was
it is.
thinking about a whole nother industry.
Yeah, just
has
chatting.
been
That's all I
launched
did.
by.
There's no way I would have looked at images.
But I do laugh though. But if you just think about like Netflix, like you used to get the disc. I mean, we used to get the CD, and I would come to my house, and when you're done watching it, they sent you another one. Maybe you get the executive package. You get 3 at one time, and then once you could download.
Oh yeah, well
all
that's
bets
the thing.
are off.
Can you imagine Netflix running on AOL dial-up?
I'm watching The
It
Godfather.
would take 2 days. It would take 2 days to download. But he probably couldn't do it.
We couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
No, I get
Actually,
that.
I actually. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good.
I was going to say, I think the way they count the linear, the G's, 3G to 4G to 5G, doesn't do justice to the speed of which this is changing. 5G, I mean, how our phones have now become computers / TVs.
And do you want a little secret, Jimmy?
Yes, please.
Guess what's powering those cellular connections?
Let me guess. Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Comcast.
Fiber optic connectivity from the big ISPs like Comcast.
There you go.
Comcast.
There you go. By the way, from the incubator
I
to
think
the
Comcast
biggest.
is my new favorite company.
By the way,
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
like that.
And again, we couldn't pull off Innovation Alley and have 21 emerging tech companies without partners such as Comcast and Audi and of course Powerhouse Dynamics. Listen, I want to do a little talking back. I'm not going to talk back to you, but invite you. Shatz and I clearly have a little, I wouldn't say gift of gab. We've got gab. And we learned along the way that sometimes our guest has a question or two for us. So we're going to let you take the microphone. Nothing's off the table. Brian, my friend, the microphone is yours.
Well, thank you so much. So I do have one question. Tell me, make a prediction about tomorrow's session. We're doing Meal of Fortune.
Meal. Fortune.
Oh, Fortune. Who's going to be Vanna White? I just want to know.
It's not going to be Jimmy. I tell you that right now.
I
right?
brought the dress. What do you mean? I think you're shaming me. I couldn't play Vanna White. I will tell you that we do have a very special, not just partner of ours, but the person that makes our branded media and our marketing effort and really keeps it all together. Our investment business, solution business. And I don't know, are we allowed to say who's playing the role of Vanna White or just say we have a special partner?
You can say it. I don't care.
Our very own Julie Zucker will be playing the role of Vanna White. By the way, half our team did not know who Vanna White was because they're of a certain age. Mr. Schatzberg will be playing.
They're like, Julie's going to be Vanna White. They're like, who the is Vanna White?
By the way, Schatz is playing Pat Sajak because we go with the OG.
They're like, it's Ryan Seacrest.
They're like, who's Pat Sajak?
I gotta have the OG.
Yes, we want the OG. But I think we'll have a lot of fun. And in all seriousness, all seriousness not, like we understand that these conferences are about sharing content and these panels and these talks.
Absolutely.
But we can't just do it. We don't want it to be just speaking to an audience. So we've chosen this kind of variation of game those to engage the audience and you'll be part of it as well as Phil, our friend Phil Crawford from Audi and Drew from Powerhouse and Shat, myself, and Julie get to play a role. And we really get to engage our audience while also being informative and maybe a little infotainment.
And Jimmy, I have a special surprise.
Oh.
the attire that I'm wearing.
Oh boy.
You might have seen it in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Really?
I can guess
it
now.
It is very exclusive. There are only a handful of people in the world that own one, and this brand sent one to me. Very, 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 very thankful.
I think that is.
And
I appreciate
this is the first time I've publicly shown it.
I'm
I
excited.
like to think that our podcast is about nothing, and I think that I would say that also. You know what else is about nothing, Jimmy?
What's that?
I would have to say that I think that our panels are also about nothing. We have a podcast about nothing. We do panels about nothing.
We're busy.
And people seem to enjoy it. They're like, you know what? I got to tell you, I enjoyed an hour of nothing.
That's it.
It makes them happy.
I got to tell you, I think Brian's been dropping knowledge about Comcast again from the earliest stage to the late stage. I think there's been a lot of knowledge being dropped, but in a fun and informative way.
Yes, I agree. Listen, Jimbo, I would love to sit and chit chat with you and Brian all day, but we've got to get to a little section called Hot or Not.
Oh, nice. I was waiting to see what music you had for Hot or Not.
All right. Brian Klinger.
Yes, sir.
Senior Vice President, Chairman, Strategic Partnership Developer.
Head of strategy.
Head of big at Comcast. Office on the 60th floor in Philly.
With an infinity
Very
pool.
rarely goes to.
With a poster of Shotzi.
Hangs out in the Four Seasons all the time. Are you ready for Hot or Not?
Let's go.
All right. 5G enabled everything.
Hot.
Blockchain for your business contracts.
Not.
AI customer service chatbots.
1 billion% hot.
Holographic video conferencing.
Let's go. Hot.
You know what? I was loving how you were embracing almost all those. I want to go with the last one, the holographic video conferencing, because I have to tell you, I am
mouthful.
But there's a lot going on there, and I think I actually have a few thoughts, a few views, but we have an expert here, so I want to know why that got you so enthusiastic.
Well, it's all about keeping the experience as real as possible, bringing the virtual to life. That's what I want to have. I want to feel like I'm in the moment. I want to feel like I'm there with you. I want to see Shotzi in his infinity pool.
Yep.
You know, while he's taking a phone call with me in my building on the 64th floor in the Four Seasons.
I love it.
And I want to have a little stand like the size of this microphone with Shotzi right there.
There you go. I have a dear friend, a brother from another mother. I'll call him Mr. Wolf, and he used to say to me all the time, "If you're standing still, you're falling behind." And when you got enthusiastic about the holographic video conferencing, my first thought was like, now video conferencing that's what we expected. Yeah. So how do you keep raising the game, raising the bar? How do you keep moving forward? Yeah. And I think that is the next kind of the way in which we're going to engage.
I agree.
And again, this is going to be really interesting and really cool. And I can't wait to see what comes of it. So I was excited by that.
I love it. So here we go. That holographic video conferencing, you heard it here live from Brian Klinger, Comcast Business. Big title, can't repeat it again because it's too many things. He's got an office on the 60th floor in Philadelphia.
It's actually just happy that you gave him a little help. You got to make him stand on your desk.
All I know is I want a bobblehead. Can you make a Shotzi bobblehead? Branded Quickfire. Dallas edition. Brian Klinger, are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Favorite Texas-based food chain? Whataburger, Taco Cabana, Fuddruckers, or Dairy Queen?
Ooh, Dairy Queen.
Jimmy, you want to sing your song? Go ahead.
You so. Whether we eat there, it's to go. Your Fraser burgers are delish. I like them better than a Knish. I'll stop there, but I got more verses, but it's my favorite.
That's good.
The DQ.
I like that, the Knish.
The Knish.
Best Texas-born musician. Is it Beyonce? Is it Willie Nelson, Selena, or Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Ooh, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Ray Vaughan.
Let's go.
I knew he was going to go rock and roll.
Yeah.
Which Texas set TV show would you binge watch first? Would it be Friday Night Lights? Would it be King of the Hill, Walker, Texas Ranger, or Dallas?
Oh, dude. Walker, Texas Ranger. Let's go.
Kidding me?
What channel was that on? Who was in that?
By the way, no one's disrespecting. No one's going to disrespect Chuck Norris. Hey, by the way, as soon as you roll that, as soon as you gave the choices, I'm like, Brian's going with Chuck Norris because you know what? No one disrespects Chuck Norris.
Now, I did visit the set of Dallas, the house. Yeah. It's in Plano, Texas, actually. It's not actually in Dallas. It's actually in Plano. My uncle flew hot air balloons, and we went there when I was a kid.
What was that? What was that? The ranch called? like the
Dallas Ranch.
no, it had a they had a
Fort,
name. They had a name like the North
Fort
Fort.
Ewing or something.
oh, shoot.
No, like Dallas. They had a
JR,
thing.
not Fort Worth. Oh, shoot.
Who shot JR? Who did shoot JR?
I gotta tell you, that was some of the. I think that was like the first, second, or third highest rated television at the time.
At the time.
By the way, you couldn't binge watch. You had to,
No,
you had to
what?
watch it.
You had to be there.
sit
You had
through the
to dedicate.
commercial.
You missed it.
You had to
Dedicate.
sit through the
Yeah.
commercial. You had to wait the week.
yeah.
To,
I could tape that on my VCR. That's how old it was.
Did it change the channel on the box?
Yes.
Little slide.
People don't know what the hell that's. Okay.
Oh.
True or false? True or false? Austin has more startups per capita than Silicon Valley.
Ooh, that's a tough one because I know a lot has moved to Texas. I'm going to say Austin is probably up there now. They're probably number one.
Jimmy, would you care to opine on this? True or false?
I'm going false. I don't want to. I know Texas wants to be the biggest at everything, but I don't think they're there.
They don't have the biggest Ferris wheel,
Don't have
and
the
they
biggest
do
Ferris
not
wheel.
have more startups than Silicon
But they are
Valley.
growing.
Okay.
They are growing.
They are growing.
Great state for business.
Are growing.
Fantastic state for
All right,
business.
now, if you were to challenge Jimmy or I, maybe even tonight, to a mechanical bull riding competition, who do you have better odds of beating? Jimmy, who walks around with a cane, and some other things too, bad knee, whatever. Shat.
Are you leading the witness?
Okay, so here's the question.
Look at
What
this.
is your favorite?
I do yoga.
What is your favorite adult beverage? Each of you go.
Adult beverage, McAllen 12.
Johnny Black.
I'm going with Jimmy.
There we go.
Tequila. Oh, why is that? Why? So
you're
we can
drinking
beat Jimmy?
You're drinking a blend.
But wait, he can
No,
beat you though.
I will beat Jimmy.
Oh.
Yeah, Jimmy. Jimmy's gonna beat.
Sorry.
I win this.
Right, sorry.
I never win.
You won a bunch today.
He only gets cool points for the
It's all
better drink.
cool.
Yeah, I think you know why? Because I'm so fucking excited to be at FS Tech. I think that's why.
I have to tell you, I think your enthusiasm is contagious. I
Yeah,
think
it's
It is.
contagious. I think
Really
people are like,
good.
I
You're
don't
happy
know
to
what
be
the hell
here.
this guy's on, but I want to.
crazy.
I'm gonna have some of that Kool-Aid.
All right, I accept that loss. I'll accept it. You know why? You're very wiry, Shaz.
I
It's
am.
very
I am.
I see
wiry.
it tonight.
Jimbo, I got to tell you, this was absolutely fantastic. I just got to give. I gotta find my CTA. I need a call out. But Jimmy, take us home.
I am going to listen. This has been a whole lot of fun doing this podcast on the road. FS Tech, our fourth year of Innovation Alley, and as I said at the start today, couldn't do it without corporate partners like Comcast, Audion, and of course Powerhouse Dynamics. We so appreciate what you guys are doing for the industry, from the biggest companies to work with, truly now some of the smallest. And here we are at Innovation Alley. Thanks to what you guys have done with other corporate partners, have allowed 21 really cool operator-centric emerging tech companies to be part of this event. And it's going to be a lot of fun in the exhibition hall today when we unleash it. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. So thank you for doing this. I really do love your voice on LinkedIn. I really like what you
Got a great
post.
voice. I think he's got a great voice. Like he should. Brian, singing. Have you ever been a professional singer?
Maybe a long.
You are. I knew it. You see, I sense.
Everybody from
sense.
Nashville sings.
There you go.
But
Everybody
you
does.
sound like you're more than just a singer. You probably kill it at karaoke.
There's a
Well,
lot
let's
of
go find out.
Yep.
Yeah, we got Julie. I got Julie. Can we do karaoke tonight? Is that possible?
Just a $500 sponsorship, it's sure.
All right, Brian. Brian, we got to ask you another $500 at a
Just
Comcast.
checking in with my attorney over there.
Yeah, we got to get another $500. We'll do a little karaoke. All right, listen, everybody, check out Comcast Smart Solutions, making smart simple. Xfinity.com/smart solutions /Brian Klinger and use special code Brian, and you get 20% off on your first Comcast order for the entire year. If you just go Xfinity.com /smart solutions, mention Brian's name, and you get 20% off the entire year.
Or mention the special code if you want 50%.
And Brian, after
Here's
this podcast,
Infinity Pool.
Infinity Pool.
yeah, you'll undoubtedly, this will be your 16th and final year at Comcast.
That's it.
So the good thing
That's it.
is that you'll come work for us at Brandon.
That's
All
it.
right?
Let's go.
Listen, cheers, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.